Oh, it's time for another edition of the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week from Myers Park. South Meck, the opponent. Welcome to the pregame kickoff brought to you by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. With Reginald Walker Jr., I'm Darren Vaught. We are so glad you're here. It is rivalry week, and there are few bigger than this one, South Meck and Myers Park.
Yeah, separated by a very, very short distance, less than 6 miles. A couple of teams that don't like each other when it comes to squaring off on the football field. It's going to be a big one, and I think a very, very entertaining one tonight.
Number 14, Rodney Dunham.
Postseason implications, meanwhile, is Myers Park, though it is a down year by their standard, Reggie, still seeking a postseason spot. A win would go a long way tonight.
That's another thing that makes this one interesting. Myers Park knows if they win this football game, they are likely in the playoffs. I think it would take some Herculean efforts to keep them out. On the other side, this is a South Meck team that wants to not only be able to talk trash for the next 365 days, they want to be able to talk trash and be the reason Myers Park didn't go to the playoffs for the next 365 days.
Yeah, this rivalry is spicy enough on a year-in, year-out basis. Given a chance for South Meck to play the spoiler and keep Myers Park out of the playoffs.
They're going to relish in that opportunity to play the spoiler as well. So I think this is going to be one of those epitome of the knockdown, drag-out affair you expect.
Captains out to midfield. Getting set for the coin toss, brought to us by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank, providing the coin toss for this one. So the captains out there.
I can guarantee you right now, there's a lot of handshaking, but there's a lot of mumbling underneath the breath so that the officials maybe can't hear it. There's a little bit of chirping going on out there right now.
There certainly was in pregame warm-ups
when
we were out there, and it was not as subtle.
No.
No. It's all in good fun,
yes,
right? This
competitive
is just,
nature.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an amped-up environment. It's a lot of fun. Anytime these two teams get together, and actually both of the coaches, both Joe Evans for South Meck and Chris James for Myers Park, noted to us when we spoke to them earlier in the week that this is the kind of week, and they know, both of them said, it sounds cliche, but the records go out the window when it comes to this game, and I think in recent years that has played out. So kickoff moments away here at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week, the Sabres of South Meck and the Mustangs of Myers Park. Kickoff for tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week, presented by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. South Meck won the coin toss and has deferred the opening kick to Myers Park. So Mustangs will have the first opportunity on the offensive side of the football as They just now took the field, their kickoff return unit. Josh Falzerano and M.A. Skanes, the two deep men for the Mustangs.
And Jacob Falzerano back for the Saints.
All the guys that are dangerous with the football in their hands.
Austin Metcalf is the senior kicker.
Austin Metcalf back to kick off.
For South Meck. A short run up there, boots it, and it will bounce out of bounds. Flags favoring the Mustangs.
Yeah, not the way you want to start, kicking the football out of bounds, giving up quality field position. For a young quarterback, you want him to have to drive the length of the field, force this offense to have to work for every yard.
Injuries, part of the story, at least for the Mustangs so far this season. A handful of key losses, including their senior starting quarterback from the beginning of the year. Week 4, Jared Lockhart went down with injury.
I like this decision. They're going to make him re-kick it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. So they're going to back it up, and South Meck is going to have to re-kick this. And if you're Myers Park, you've got the athletes, the playmakers that you want to do damage in this game. I'm with you. I think this is an interesting choice.
How well can you maximize field position? Now they've got to come up with a way, try to keep it out of the hands of Falzerano and Skanes, as you mentioned.
So Metcalf re-tees at the 35. Keeps it low, and a bouncer pulled in by Skanes. He's wrapped up and brought down at the 35.
With the return.
So now Myers Park will begin its first offensive possession and will be led by freshman quarterback Ryan Rizzuti.
And Rizzuti, the lefty, young kid, but he's figuring it out every single snap. What I love about this kid, Darren, he's heady. He understands the moment, doesn't let anything get too big. Watch him and his ability to make throws on the move. I think that's where he can be really effective tonight.
Rizzuti sends a man in motion and flags right away. We haven't even gotten a play from scrimmage yet.
Call your dry cleaner early, huh?
2 penalties. This goes against the offense. That'll back up the starting point for the Mustangs.
That'll be 1st and 15 from the 30.
So now 1st and 15 from the 30-yard line is where Myers Park will begin. Rizzuti sends a man in motion. Sam Contreras, the tight end, off of the left side. It's a handoff. R.J. Alexander with the first touch of the night and gets those 5 yards back, or 4 of them at least. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Alexander are going to be a key in this football game. Got to stay ahead of the chains. Again, we talked about having that young freshman quarterback. He's got to be able to do exactly that, get up in there, get those tough yards, and continue to fall forward to move the chains when he gets the opportunity.
Senior Nick Flemings with the tackle there for South Meck, kind of slinging Alexander forward a couple more yards. Otherwise, would have been a pretty big stop. Rizzuti off of the play fake, rolling to his favored left. It's caught inbounds, and a medium gain after the reception pulled in by Miles Young.
Yeah, that's well done. I like that play call there. You get him out of the pocket, get him on the move a little bit off a play-action fake. He's just able to spin it out there outside of the defender, pick up positive yards to set up a very manageable 3rd and 5.
Gain of 6. Up to the 40-yard line. Myers Park needs 5 for a first here. Alexander with him. Movement at the line of scrimmage. Mustangs seem to think this is going to go against South Meck, and it does.
How about that? Pick up a first down that way. Gotta love when you can pick one up without even snapping the football. Nice hard count there by the young quarterback.
Moves the sticks for Myers Park.
How about this creativity, huh?
Little Philly special. And a reset for the Mustangs. Rizzuti on 1st and 10. Hands off. Alexander, shifty to the other side of the field. Brought down at the 46 or 45-yard line. Not quite enough. It's a gain of 9, but another impressive run.
Alexander showing the, as Rick Ross would say, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look at this cut right here, getting back inside, and then the toughness to get up near the first down. Rose's in the building early.
I didn't hear Rick on the pregame playlist. You were into what was going on here
That's right.
at the stable, as they call it. 2nd and 1. It's a lot of motion from both sides. False start against the offense.
Darren, I want to make a point because we talked about it 2 plays ago. The formation, then they lined up in a traditional. I guarantee you that was about figuring out how this South Meck defense would align against that. I would expect a play to come out of that formation at some point in this game. They've now got the iPads on the sideline so they can look at those. The coaches are definitely using that to gather a little bit of information.
Also 5 makes it 2nd and 6 for Myers Park. Falzarano in motion. It's a check down. Alexander puts his foot in the ground, reverses field, couldn't get behind the blocker, but he's back past the 50.
I love that play call. What they did is they put Cam Guy, a defensive back also playing backup quarterback, they put him in the backfield. At the quarterback position, you would suspect that it's likely going to be a run. He just flips it out to Alexander and lets him get out in space and create plays. What you like about that is it's a tendency breaker. Now the next time Guy comes in the game, they have to think about him running the ball and they have to think about him throwing the football. Love that play call early there by Anthony Boone, this offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
3rd and 3 for Myers Park as Rizzuti is back into the game at quarterback. So this will be more conventional. Play clock under 5 seconds. Rizzuti gets the snap off in time. Play fake. Airs it out deep. And it is caught as he was looking for Skanes.
Darren, this is high-level stuff at the receiver position by Skanes. Watch this on the throw. This is a great job by Rizzuti, but watch Skanes slow down. What he did there was he slowed down, let the defender get into him, but he used his left hand to stick out there and stab the football while the defender was on that right arm and right shoulder. Very well done, understanding body placement to make that catch. That's high-level stuff at the wide receiver spot.
More of the reformation from the Mustangs. Rizzuti reared back to throw the football and lost it. He does recover, but this pushes Myers Park outside of the red zone.
Yeah, he just dropped it. It just slipped out of his hand, plain and simple. You'll see it here. He's ready to let this ball go, and he just loses it on the lift there. Great job getting back on the football, not trying to do too much, just recovering that thing and not turning it over.
Spot back at the 29-yard line. Alexander, when in doubt, just give it to him. Gets it all the way back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and it gives you a chance, right, to potentially, you can either go for it here, you're in plus territory, you're down inside the 25-yard line, or if you get a situation where you get a couple of more yards, maybe you trust your field goal kicker as well. A lot of options open here.
Still a tough 3rd and 13. Rizzuti alone. Over the middle and overthrows Skanes by a lot. Skanes wanting the call, but
yeah, the officials missed that one. There was a clear hold. We could see it great from our vantage point. The official in the end zone is sort of behind it, can't see through it. Watch him right there down the middle of the field. Watch the jersey got right there. But the official, the back judge there, he's unable to see that. The umpire's got to make that call. I didn't see it. So this time it's going to be a field goal attempt.
James Remsen out.
James Remsen is the junior kicker for Myers Park with this attempt from 38 yards. The hold is down, and it is just over the crossbar to make it 3-0. Myers Park, a 38-yarder for James Remsen. Mustangs on the board first on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
I am Bruno Hinojosa and I live in Asheville. I work in construction and I just enrolled in NC Medicaid. I went to their website, applied, and got covered. Doctor visits, yearly checkups, and even emergency care if I need it. Being a business owner can be stressful at times, but knowing that I got covered, it just takes weight off my shoulders. And I can get the care that I need when I need it at low or no cost. And it's one less thing I need to worry about now.
NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
So a 3-0 start for Myers Park at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Mustangs with a win likely into the postseason. A big rivalry matchup between they and South Meck. The Sabres, you know, would love to halt those dreams of postseason play.
And a fruitful 4.5-minute drive there for Myers Park to start this game. I think if they can do that consistently, they've got a chance to have a big night offensively.
Cash Hunter, Caleb Vines, the two playmakers back deep to receive the kick for the Sabres. It's into the end zone, so South Meck's going to have to find ways to get those two the ball. Otherwise, easily their top two playmakers, Cash Hunter, a senior running back, Caleb Vines. Coach Evans called him a Swiss Army knife. He's got 3 rushing scores, 3 receiving scores on the season, also a threat to return kicks and punts.
One word, versatility, to describe that young man. He can do everything you ask him for. He's just an absolute football player. And sometimes those are the guys you have to lean on in games like this. The moment will never be too big.
Hunter is in the backfield with the starting quarterback, Carter Gillis. Finds the receiver farthest on the other side of the field. Gillis, play fake, throws out of bounds in the direction of Vines, but incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they go into the boundary there, try to get a quick throw with the quarterback on the move. A little tight in terms of space there, unable to get it completed.
Gillis, a junior, 51% completion on the season, 12 scores, 5 interceptions. Topped out at 248 yards on 31 attempts against Palisades earlier in the season.
How about that program down at Palisades, what they've been able to do in just, I believe, year 3 of existence.
It's a handoff to Cash Hunter. Gain of a couple. And it'll be 3rd down for South Meck. Yeah, we had Palisades their very first game a couple years ago.
Yeah, Jonathan Simmons has done a tremendous job with that program down there, building it literally from scratch.
So now 3rd and 6 to go for South Meck. Gillis moves Hunter. 6 to gain.
I think it's going to be a delay of game here.
They sent a man in motion with the tight end, Quinn Rucker.
think the movement from the defensive front, they shifted kind of late. I think they had to reset, make sure they had the protection figured out, and that cost them.
So a loss of 5. This becomes a 3rd and 11 for the Sabres. Four wide. Gillis looking to his right, throws over the middle, sneaks it into the man, Ace Alexander, the junior, catches for the first down.
That's a big-time throw through traffic. Watch this throw. Alexander's just going to work to the middle of the field from the outside. He throws it behind the linebacker in front of the defensive backs. That's well done, well executed by this South Meck offense.
That throw threaded a needle.
That's a big-time throw.
1st and 10.
Carter Gillis showing the talent.
At their own 36, Gillis quickly whips it to Vines to the second level and through another first down.
Getting the ball out quick is the moniker of this offense in the passing game, and they're doing it well right now.
That's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. First catch of the night for Caleb Vines. Gain of 12. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Gillis hands off. Cash Hunter slides to his left and gains 4.
It's going to be tough sledding tonight for really both teams in this running game. You're going to have to do an excellent job executing. Blocking scheme's going to have to be sound. Both of these defenses, I should say, really get to the football.
2nd and 6, South Meck late to get a man Alexander off. It's a handoff. Hunter through traffic. Dives his way past the 40 for another first down. South Meck is a freight train right now.
Yeah, that's a nice job in the running game, just working off to that left side. See that first down marker and go get it. Well done, well executed.
Another 1st and 10. Brody Evans, tight end in motion, moves over to the right side. Hunter. Untouched until he got to the second level, spun inside the 30. Another first down on that gain of 14.
Yeah, I like this right here. They're going to run the football to the right side. They're able to get the edge set there and blocked, I should say. And then it's just a foot race to the edge. Receivers doing a nice job down the field, blocking it up, and they pick up another first down.
Three first downs on this opening drive for South Meck. Gillis, another handoff, why wouldn't you? Shuffles, Hunter, wrangled by his feet. Brennan Meccarelli with the tackle after just a gain of 1.
That's a nice job by Meccarelli. He shoots through off of the penetration, splits the lineman pulling out in front, makes the tackle right there near the line of scrimmage to set up a 2nd and long. That's going to be the key in this game. Can both of these defenses force 2nd and 3rd and longs on a consistent basis?
Nine to go to the first. Gillis got a jump at the near side of the defensive line. This will go against the defense. 5 more.
He drew it on the D-line, but also one of the defensive backs, Elijah Barber, jumped off sides as well. You're a DB. You can, what are you doing? And they're peeking, listening to a snap count instead of just watching the football.
Caleb Vines now in the backfield. Well, that was short-lived. Gillis fakes the throw to him, goes deep, had a man open, but it drops incomplete. Alan Diminich, the senior wide receiver, was uncovered there at the goal line.
Yeah, he kind of threw that football and split the two receivers out there on the left. You'll see Dominish right there. He's the middle receiver. He's wide open. And this ball, it's almost like he thought about throwing the fade route to the outside and then realized he had 18 underneath and kind of put it between both guys.
Incompletion makes it 3rd and 4.
That is a missed opportunity there, and it's going to lead to a timeout.
First charged for South Meck. They've got 2 remaining for the first half of play.
Tell you what, I guarantee you the South Meck sideline right now lamenting the fact that they had a touchdown there and they were unable to get that one completed.
South Meck 2-3 in conference. Their 3 losses by a combined 8 points. This is a team that, again, only 2 wins on the season, but has been very competitive in the games that they have played. One of the toughest schedules in the state. Really challenging themselves, not backing away from playing proven programs that Coach Joe Evans told us earlier in the week they knew would be good and would be a test.
Absolutely. And he's got this football team on paper is young, but they've got some experience. So you look at what they could be moving forward. You got a chance to be really good. It's just a matter about continuing to improve, continuing to compete at all levels.
It's a handoff to Vines. To the outside he goes, past the stick, and it's enough for the first down.
With the initial hit.
It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together.
The other aspect of this, now they're down inside the 20 at the 14, I should say. They can still get another first down, really more like the 13-yard line. They can still get another first down without getting in the end zone.
Gillis with Vines behind him. It's another handoff. And toppled over. Met by Cam Guy.
They see something off of that right side. They continue to go there and get both of these backs really to the right side to go off tackle there. They're seeing some success, and they're going to continue to run the football.
Gain of a few, 2nd and 7. Gillis, hands. Vines fighting his way through that initial burst at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, though. 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, in this game, these defenses, I don't know what they signed up for, but they better be aware. These backs, all of them that we've seen so far, you can add Falzarano into that mix as well. 4 backs, 2 on each side. Very difficult to bring down with arm tackles. You better bring the pads and drive guys and run your feet, or you will be the victim of a guy that's considered a missed tackle.
3rd and 7 for South Meck. They're 2 for 2 on thirds so far. Hunter splits out. Gillis throws over the middle, and it's caught for the touchdown by Vines.
That'll be a touchdown, South Meck.
Vines on the outside. He's just going to work to the middle, a little slant route. He's got the body position. That's the key. Gets his body to the inside, and he's able to win the route there against Josh Hines and get the touchdown.
And an unsportsmanlike conduct against Vines following the touchdown score.
The old celebration penalty. Rivalry game, it's early, emotions are high. Sometimes guys get a little excited.
Both sides pretty juiced up for this one. A packed student section
I think Coach Evans may be a little unhappy with this one. It's a long conversation with the officials there. Maybe he feels like that flag was a little quick. Normally coaches will come ask that, who's it on, what they do.
Right. What's
and they
the
get
line?
the explanation and they kind of walk away.
Yeah.
In this particular case, he stuck around for a little while, so maybe that one is one he disagrees with.
Evans told us when we spoke earlier in the week, he kind of laughed at himself. He said, well, I don't have a lot of vocal leaders, vocal guys on this team, which is probably good because he described himself as a vocal guy himself. Extra point is good. That makes it 7-3 South Meck. Another look at the touchdown pass.
Yeah, again, it's just a slant route out of the slot, and it's a matter of body positioning there. And you can see from the throw and the decision here, he's going to throw this ball upfield but tight to the receiver's body. There you go, kind of towards the back part of that number so that the defender can't get to the football. That's well done, nicely executed.
Gillis impressive so far. South Meck's offense impressive the first time through. 3 for 3 on third downs.
Has giveaways for fans. Please stop by their tent to say hello. So visit the tent.
A long drive to follow up. Myers Park's 4.5 minutes, followed by the field goal.
Yeah, this is likely going to be excellent field position for Myers Park now with the kickoff coming from the 25-yard line.
M.A. Gaines and Josh Falzerano back for the Mustangs.
Last time for Metcalf, it was a longer field to kick to, right? Because he kicked it out of bounds, and then Myers Park made him re-kick, him and the South Meck team. The coverage was good that time, but it offered the opportunity for one of Myers Park's playmakers. And here it is again, a bouncer to Skanes, who falls to a knee at the 30.
The Mustangs will take over on the 30-yard
And you know he is seething to himself about that right now. There was at least a good 10 to 15 yards before any defender would have gotten to him. So he had a chance to pick up some really, really good yardage on the return. Unable to keep his feet, though. But we'll see how Myers Park responds. They had a nice drive to start the game, and then they give up a 6-minute drive, Darren, coming back to South Meck. So can Myers Park answer with a drive of their own?
Freshman Ryan Rizzuti, who hands off up the middle. Josh Falzerano's first carry, and he battles through for 8 yards.
That's a nice run there by Falzerano, just working up inside. Picks up a nice chunk of yardage there to set up a very manageable second down. This is a perfect time for Anthony Boone, head coach Chris James, to dial up maybe a deep shot for the young quarterback.
Second and short. They'll give again. Falzerano dragging defenders with him past the 45 for the first down.
Physical run there by Falzerano. Up inside, runs through a tackler, carries a couple of more, and picks up the first down.
Gain of 7 for Falzerano. Extends the drive for the Mustangs. Jump on the defensive side, but nothing for an offside penalty. Rizzuti off of the play action over the middle and overthrows the intended target. Looking for Brody Keefe.
I'll tell you what, if Brody Keefe is able to get to that football, he's still running right now, and he might be able to run all the way to Uptown Charlotte and play in the Charlotte FC soccer game on the spot right now if he catches that one.
Keefe the kind of athlete where you could just drop him into a soccer game and it wouldn't surprise you at all if he was very good.
Right.
One of the more dynamic playmakers on this Mustangs team. 2nd and 10. Quick screen to M.A. Skanes.
Look out.
Cuts up through the middle. Dodges another man. And finally brought down at the 35. Ball came loose. It looks like Myers Park retains possession.
And he immediately gets up, pats his chest to the bench as if to say, that's my bad. I know I can't fumble the football. But that was a dynamic play right there to end the first quarter.
1 in the books, 3 to go. 7-3 the score. South Meck on top of Myers Park. Start of the second quarter. 7-3 South Meck with the lead. Myers Park with the football, though. Long methodical drives, Reg, in that first quarter. I mean, basically one possession per team.
Yeah, this is only the third possession of the game. Both teams having success running the football and then taking shots off of that when they get the opportunity.
And in motion is the tight end, Sam Contrera. And then a whistle and foul, penalty flag comes out. So false start against Myers Park. They've run a lot of pre-snap motion. I think more often than not so far it's resulted in a penalty.
Yeah, and sometimes you get those offensive linemen staying in a stance for too long. It gets a little difficult to, as they say, hold the water.
Yeah,
for the big guys.
Low snap, picked up by Falzarano, and then it pops out from under his arm. South Meck's got a chance to turn it over. They've picked it up, and it's Sabres football.
It was a great play by Falzarano to pick this football up. Didn't panic. Look at the speed here. And then he just tries to fight for extra yards. Perfect hit there. Ball comes loose and immediately recovered. Well done defensively. South Meck continuing to pursue the football. It's what their head coach Evans talked about, is getting to the ball on defense, and they do it there, and it comes into a turnover.
Keanu Whitmore forced it. Nasir Brown recovered it. And the Sabres force the first turnover, leading by 4. Another crack at it for their offense.
Big turnover there. Let's see what they can do if they can maximize the momentum and the opportunity here. And Myers Park is going to take a timeout. They are incensed on that sideline. I think it's a personnel issue. Somebody wasn't prepared to be in the ballgame.
Just a wonky play. I mean, it was the low snap. Falzerano picked it up, took off with it.
Myers Park fans, we are grateful to have several new sponsors this year. Moments Mortgage, Mudgear Socks.
Then the fumble
are made
forced.
tougher. Available at mudgear.com. Sweet Lou's Barbecue and Dish Restaurants. And Boundary Street Advisors. Elizabeth Fairs with Alan Tate. And Contents Restoration Services.
I think they were. Jaden McInnes, number 41, was not on the field there. I think that was the conversation by this coaching staff.
First play from scrimmage for South Meck is a run of a yard or two by Cash Hunter.
Number 2, Cash Hunter.
Pretty good name, by the way.
Absolutely.
You're something of a cash hunter yourself.
Yes, sir. Let's go get it.
2nd and 8 after the gain of 2. Gillis, play fake. Pursued, delivers a dime to Quinn Rucker, the tight end, who ran a quick in just past the post for the first down.
Yeah, D lineman Rodney Dunham got some pressure into his face. Young quarterback again. He doesn't panic. Watch him deal with the pressure right in his face, turns his back and turns back around. He sees pressure. Great job getting his feet set, throwing the football down the field, and moving the chains.
Now, it's an incompletion.
The pass intended for Caleb Vines.
Looking for Vines in the flat there. Myers Park thought that maybe they would get a backward lateral fumble call there.
Definitely a forward pass. Our vantage point is almost right down the line of scrimmage right now, so you can easily see that ball was going forward.
Second and 10. Gillis, a look back. Maybe changing some things up. Barking at the receivers. Throws over the middle. Another one on the spot. Rucker pulls in.
Wow.
How about these dimes being delivered by Gillis?
Yeah, that's a courage throw right there because on paper, any way you look at it, he's not really open. But he fits that football in there before the safety can get down as well. That is a big-time throw by the young quarterback. How about Gillis, huh?
He's looked good. I didn't see any flags, but a false start. Yes, if everybody's on the same page, you don't need them necessarily. Sends it back to the 49-yard line.
You can see the best of Charlotte area sports on BahakelSports.com.
So 1st and 15 for the Sabres.
Coverage in the city. Tonight's game will also be available on demand on BahakelSports.com. Don't miss the best of Charlotte sports.
Gillis, hands, Hunter, a hard step in, then out. Battles for that 5th yard to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just tough against both of these defenses. You're going to get some. You're going to pop some runs because of how good both sets of backs are. But there's going to be a lot of situations where it's going to be tough to turn that corner because of the pursuit of both of these defenses.
Now a 2nd and 10. Cole Huff into the game, sophomore backup quarterback.
They were getting ready to pick up another delay of game, and Coach Evans got that timeout in there.
South Meck.
With the way Gillis was throwing, I heard the whistles at first and thought maybe Myers Park would have called that timeout because with the way Gillis was throwing, you got to think or be on your toes when they insert a new quarterback for the first time. Myers Park looking to move to 5-5, 500 on the season. Likely would put them in the postseason.
Everybody wants that above 500 finish in conference play as well. Myers Park sitting at 3-2. They want to get to obviously 4-2. You saw again, as we mentioned earlier, how about Palisades, what that program has become. Olympics had a solid year as well.
New programs, teams popping up every year, it seems.
Yeah, Valentine Ridge in its first year of existence as well. Again, not far from Myers Park or South Meck.
Second and 10. Huff rears back, fires a deep one. Too deep for Vines.
You can basically, from a certain part of the southern end of town, Darren, coming towards Myers Park High School, you could basically take one road and pass 3 high schools in this conference, as well as Charlotte Catholic that's in a different conference.
Yeah. Yep. Potential rivals for the future for both of these teams, Valentine Ridge. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Sabres. 3 for 3 on thirds in their opening drive. Gillis over the middle, a jump pass. Quinn Rucker pulls it in just past the line of scrimmage. 3rd catch for him, but it will be 4th.
Yeah, they tried to run a little bit of a tight end middle screen there and unable to get him free.
This 4th down brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov. Sabres set to punt it.
That deep for the Mustangs. Metcalf to punt for South Meck.
It'll be Austin Metcalf, the senior. He punts and kicks for this team. Play clock hits 0. Flags come out. And a delay of game will lengthen the punt.
You know, sometimes, Darren, in these situations, you see teams take the delay of game to get more space for the punt. I don't think that was the case here. I think they just kind of lost track of the play clock.
Now they'll redo it. Justin Westbrook back to receive and return the punt. Metcalf, a slight hitch before getting that one off. Oh, a Sabres bounce, and it is into the end zone for a touchback. They could not keep it near the goal line to down it at the 1. So Myers Park begins with a touchback, a new drive. 7-3, South Meck leads.
NC Medicaid is for people just like me.
Adults who don't have children.
People who serve.
People who do the heavy lifting.
Child care teachers. Full healthcare coverage at low or no cost.
Doctor's visits, emergency rooms, and prescriptions.
So if you applied before and didn't get it, apply again.
NC Medicaid covers more people than ever before.
Get full healthcare coverage at low cost, no monthly fees, and $4 max copays. NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
First down for Myers Park following the South Meck punt. Run up the middle. Ball carrier lost his helmet. No, that was a defender.
Jared Lockhart and Caleb Riker.
Short gain, 2nd and 9 here. Myers Park gave up possession with a fumble there last time with the offense out there. Ryan Rizzuti barks at the line of scrimmage, switches a few things up. And the play clock hits 0. Did they get a timeout in time? They did. Myers Park calls its 2nd timeout.
Sometimes those mechanics, right, when you are checking to this with the sideline, if you want to make an adjustment to a call based on a defensive look that you're getting, sometimes you've got to have that ability by everybody. Somebody's got to keep that clock in mind, and sometimes everyone kind of gets lost in what they're doing and loses track of that play clock. That time, Myers Park able to get the timeout in before the penalty.
Mustangs looked good on offense their first time out. This is their 3rd series. The outcomes have gone field goal, fumble.
Both coaches talked this week about finishing drives with touchdowns, not kicking field goals.
Rizzuti to throw, goes over the middle, and it drops incomplete between everybody.
Yeah, he had 2 guys kind of in the same area in Keefe and Alexander, and then a receiver working deeper up the field as well. Ball kind of landed in between them. Not quite sure where he was going with the football. A little bit of miscommunication there, I think, from a route combination standpoint.
Now it's 3rd and 9. Myers Park just 1 for 2 on thirds. Rizzuti throws over the middle, and he's picked off. That's going to go for a touchdown for the Sabres. Mason Varnes hauls it in and runs to the end zone for 6.
Rizzuti read the hot there on the blitz. There was a double-edge pressure coming from his right side. He tried to throw into the blitz. Unfortunately, the only one there, the linebacker Varnes, for the pick 6. See it right there, just unable to get it to the receiver. Great job by Varnes, stepping in front, reading the football, attacking, and then he steps over lines to put 6 on the board.
The extra point is up and through for Metcalf.
14, Myers Park 3 with 6:58 left in the 2nd quarter.
See it again here. You're going to see the pressure. 52 and 24 at the bottom of the screen. They come, so he tries to throw into the blitz, looking for number 16 there, Miles Young. Just tries to get it out quickly. Instead, the only one there is Varnes. Pick 6, walking into the end zone.
(14-3), South Meck leads. This has been some first half for the Sabres. You talk about that 500 mark being a goal for these teams in conference play. South Meck trying to get their 3rd conference victory.
Kenneth Gaines and Josh Calderano back deep for the Mustangs. Number 27 kicking off.
And there you see right there. How about this guy? Sadiq White, the super basketball recruit, state champion here, now at IMG Academy, pops into town, shows up to the school he used to go to.
It's a good eye by you. It's spotted from up here in the booth.
Well known, obviously, in these parts, the young guy.
It's a short kick again, this time in stride. Picked up and taken off with Falzarano. Pulled down. near the 10-yard line. What a return for the Mustangs. You knew Reg at some point trying to play that low kick and allow these guys, whether it was Falzarano or Skanes, to return it. You knew at some point that South Meck was going to pay. And
the problem is when it's bouncing like that, guys are still spread out and stretched out. And then you have to squeeze your lanes really, really quickly. He's able to outrun a bunch of them, get to the sideline. That's the response you need after giving up a pick six. Get a big play in special teams. Set yourself up inside the 15-yard line.
Only 10 yards to go for Myers Park to get their first touchdown of the night.
And look out for Keefe or Skanes. They're both to the right side. Keefe could potentially work to the middle, or he could work some kind of a corner route. Watch his smash concept to the right side here.
It's a handoff in the backfield. R.J. Alexander nowhere to go. It's his first touch since their first series.
Yeah, how about that defensive play there? Callaway Williams coming up from that defensive back spot, makes a play in the backfield.
Callaway, a really great player. Big-time leader for this defense. Goal to go. Spot now back at the 11-yard line.
Again, watch Keefe working to the corner with a couple of underneath routes working to the inside here.
Rizzuti throws to the right, and it's overthrown. He was going to the corner looking for Keefe. Got it off quickly. Keefe wasn't quite ready, but you're right, there's the flag there.
Yeah, they call it, that's the old Northwestern route. They used to run this a lot under their old staff, the Pat Fitzgerald era, if you will. You get three receivers to one side down in the red zone. You take the two outside guys. You work short to the middle. Take the inside guy, work him up the field into the corner, and see if you can confuse the secondary there. They tried it. Unfortunately, though, the penalty there, Callaway Williams kind of got his hands on Brody Keefe, and that's where the penalty's coming. But you can see the two outside guys work to the inside. Brody Keefe working to the corner. The old Northwestern concept, they nearly got a touchdown.
Yeah, that penalty on the defense. So moves it up 5 yards for Myers Park. Down 5 yards closer to the goal line. 2nd and goal from the 6. Rizzuti bobbles it, tosses up for Keefe, and it's out of bounds.
See, I like that they're going to Keefe with his size at 6'3 plus over there. But I don't think you need to go with the corner route. You could probably just throw him a back shoulder fade and let him go up and get the football. These are precision throws when you're trying to throw those corner routes. A little bit harder to complete.
Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6 for Myers Park.
And to be honest with you here, Darren, it's going to sound crazy. Running the football with R.J. Alexander should not be off the table here. It's likely 4-down territory.
Play clock down to 3, 2, 1. They do get the snap off. Rizzuti rushes another throw. Corner for Keefe. Bobbled and incomplete. More exceptional coverage there by Keanu Whitmore.
He might have thrown that just a little bit too far, as Keefe is a little bit slow to get up there.
The pass to Brody Keefe.
I think that's a situation where you want that back shoulder. Let him go up and high point this football instead, because it's drifting to the back pylon. See how he's got to try to turn his body there. In an ideal world, he would have got the foot down potentially, but in an ideal world, you want him to be able to just go up and high point the football and come down with it instead of continuing to go toward that pylon there.
Now it's going to be a 21-yard field goal attempt. And it's no good. Wow, that was quite the swing for Myers Park. The kick return got them all the way to the 10-yard line. They get nothing out of that drive.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. The reaction from James Ramsden, the kicker, he couldn't believe it. I think he feels like that kick was good. Wow. Wow.
Remsen opened up the game with a 38-yarder. Again, that was just for 21 yards. He's for sure capable.
And that was a lot of reaction. You usually don't see that from a lot of kickers when it's miss versus make. He was not happy.
South Meck takes over. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. They run it with Cash Hunter, and he is pummeled in the backfield. This Myers Park team averages just over 5 tackles for loss per game.
Yeah, they absolutely get after you. You're talking about creating negative plays. That is what they are all about defensively. They get after you in every way, shape, or form, and Dunham there giving you an example.
Rodney Dunham, a big-time recruit. Standout player number 14 in green there on the edge of the defensive line.
The county preseason defensive player of the year. How about that?
2nd and 12. And that's incomplete. Looking again for Quinn Rucker, who's been sure-handed so far.
And you got to think, Darren, this is a big possession defensively here for Myers Park. They desperately want to create this 3-and-out, get off the field, and get the ball back to their offense and see can't they score something before halftime.
3rd and long, 12 to gain for the first down.
They better account for Dunham here.
Back in motion. Gillis throws to a wide open man, and it's dropped.
Big drop there by Alexander. He would have had to do some work to get the first down, but you got to make the catch first to give yourself an opportunity.
Instead, now it's another 4th down brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov. South Meck's going to punt it away. You see there, not quite as far back as midfield. Westbrook to receive and return. Metcalf, low lying, quick hop, and a knee. Westbrook down at midfield.
And that's the second time a return guy from Myers Park has slipped down with an opportunity to do something. Scanes on a kickoff, and now here missed opportunities in the special teams game. And we've already seen a huge return from Falzerano that last time on a kickoff.
Myers Park maybe thinking as part of their game plan, we want to affect them with the return game, getting a little eager on those low bouncing balls. It's risky if you're South Meck, but so far it's paid off pretty well.
It really has. They've come out on the other side of it pretty well.
1st and 10 from the 50. It's a handoff up the middle. Falzerano forward for a few yards. Call it a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
And if you're Myers Park here, this is about finishing this drive. Something you've really been unable to do consistently in this first half.
Rizzuti dumps it down. Falzerano, a stiff arm. He's past the 40 and out of bounds. That's good enough for the first.
Love that play design. It looks like it's going the opposite way. They just flip him around, bringing back to the right side. And what is interesting about this is a left-handed quarterback moving to the right makes that throw look really, really easy to pick up the first down.
First and 10. Give up the middle. Falzerano again. Tough to bring down. Even if you meet him in the backfield, more often than not, he's going to get 2-3 yards out of it.
And the other thing I like is the consistency and the patience of this offensive coaching staff, Anthony Boone and crew, sticking with the running game here. Don't let a 14-3 deficit take you out of it, particularly in the first half. Plenty of time. Stick with the running game. Keep it as part of your package.
Second and 7. Falzerano again. Pushing his way through past the 35.
Falzerano up the middle, stopped by number 24, Daniel Bregman.
Bregman wrapped him up, but Callaway Williams was there trying to strip the football out. Falzerano holds on, and this is a very manageable 3rd and 4, long 3, sort of short 4. Watch Brody Keefe to the left, working on a slant route. You can get you. There's plenty of space out there. He's got a big body as well.
Falzerano in motion. It's a dump down for Skanes. It drops incomplete. Whistles were late, though, so everybody playing through it.
Rizzuti intended to Skanes.
So it'll be 4th down for Myers Park, and it looks like they're going to keep the offense out.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land here. This punt would be forever, or I should say field goal would be forever, and a punt does you no good in field position terms.
Rizzuti alone in the backfield, 5 wide for the Mustangs.
Beware of a tunnel screen or a slip screen here as well, coming back towards the middle of the field.
Up the middle, it's Falzerano, wide open, through the middle. Touchdown, Mustangs!
I think they're going to get Skanes for a hold here.
It looks to be against Myers Park.
What would have been a 33-yard touchdown for the Mustangs, called back for a holding penalty.
Wow.
Skanes was just on top of Falzerano there.
Yeah, he works to the inside, and Skanes actually ends up on the ground there. I guess they're going to call maybe a pick route there.
Another massive swing that favors the Sabres.
He had a chance. He had points on the board there, and they had to come off. And now you're out of field goal range. Wow.
Myers Park to punt it away on 4th and long. This is going to leave some time for South Meck before the half. Inside the 5, can Myers Park down it, a tap, and it is at the half-yard line.
Nice coverage by the special teams, number 33.
Get something positive out of it there. Down on the red zone there. Brevin Outlaw down there to cover it up, but a great job started off there by M.A. Skanes, the first one to it, to keep it in play.
The field in front of them as long as it possibly could be for South Meck. But they do have 2:39 to work with.
Oh, the other piece of this, they're backed up. Got to be smart with the football. Can't make a mistake here and give it back to Myers Park too quickly or give up a safety. Wow.
It's a run, trying to give themselves some room. That worked out pretty well.
A little tush push there.
Pushes it out to the 8-yard line. Yeah, that'll afford you some room. Carter Gillis, who's looked really good in this first half. Hands off. Cash Hunter weaving his way up the hash. Plenty for the first down. Gets outside of the 20-yard line. Another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together.
Looks like Logan Burke is down on the field. They'll get him checked out.
There's an injury.
I want to make a quick point about the scenario right now for South Meck. I think obviously they wanted to get out of their own end. They've done that successfully out beyond the 20-yard line. So now with this injury timeout, there's a chance to maybe dial something up to maybe try to push the ball deep down the field. But even still, now they can sort of open the playbook up, be a little bit more aggressive because they've got a little bit of space, a little bit of room for the quarterback to operate.
South Meck, as a reminder, won the opening coin toss and deferred to Myers Park. So the Mustangs began the game with possession. Sabres will get the kickoff that begins the third quarter. You're afforded this sort of bonus time right here, Rich. Can you overthink it as a play caller?
You can. It's possible, but both of these staffs are really good. They understand their players. They understand their capabilities. I would suspect that maybe there's a chance of dialing something up here pretty good to take a shot down the field. You don't get it. It's not the worst case scenario in the world. You probably something with a max protection kind of setup. You can overthink it there to that point, but I don't think, as long as you don't do something super risky in terms of like a double pass or double reverse or something like that could cost you a big chunk of yardage, I think you're okay as a play caller. Of course, everybody says, if so and you hit it, it doesn't matter.
Sure hope Logan Burke's okay. We'll step aside here from our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week, 145 until the half, 14-3. South Meck leads. Logan Burke of Myers Park still being attended to. We have seen an air cast be taken over there to him, a sight you never want to see.
Yeah, especially this late in the season in addition as well. You hate to see injuries anytime. You definitely, rivalry game, big spot, big moment, close to the end of the year. Never want to see any kind of injury ever. It's even worse the later in the season it gets.
Yeah, this is Burke's senior night to boot. Not something you envision when you think about this day, right?
No, and it just, the other part of it, right, if you're Myers Park right now, you're looking around and going, man, it just adds to the rash of injuries this team has dealt with all season long. You just feel for all of these kids, especially the one hurt right now. Training staff will obviously take every precaution possible to make sure he's properly cared for. You see the EMTs are right there as well.
It's not all the time, Reg, you see with an injury like this. The Myers Park team, Logan's teammates, are huddled around him as they kneel, right? They're in the field of play as they're going to get the gator over there to wheel him off. But I think that started as just, a group of those guys just concerned about their friend and their teammate, and that's just where they ended up when it came time to kneel and respectfully wait this thing out.
Absolutely.
And allow the medical professionals to do their jobs.
Looks like they've perhaps wrapped up that right leg or ankle there. You can see it as he sits there, that right leg, and he's emotional. Coach Chris James pats him on the head. Everybody emotional. You never want to see this for a kid. I'm sure his classmates feel for him as well.
Certainly we wish the best for Logan Burke as we will resume play with South Meck having the football. 1:45 on the clock here in the second quarter. And in motion is Caleb Vines. Carter Gillis, after a fake handoff, throws behind Vines, who goes up and gets it, still manages positive yardage.
Number 5, Caleb Vines.
Yeah, just a safe throw there. They don't want to create any issues or mistakes there. See what they can get. And then they'll see what they can dial up here on second down. Just about a minute 20 to go here in this second quarter. They don't want to make a major mistake in their own end here. They'll be fairly conservative, I think.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Gillis hands off. Cash Hunter hitting the backfield and brought down. Charlie Lundberg, the senior defensive lineman, making the tackle solo.
Good timeout here by Myers Park. They're looking at the field position, also understanding that they've had some success in the return game as well so far tonight. So looking to at least force South Meck to potentially punt the football back as they stare at a 3rd and very long here.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for South Meck. They converted all 3 of their 3rd downs on that first touchdown drive. Since then, 0 for 2 on 3rds, and it's mainly because they can't quite get ahead of schedule. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, and now another with 10 yards to go.
Absolutely. You're spot on, and they've got to find a way. Even in this scenario right here, I don't even know that the touchdown is what you're worried about. You just got to get another first down and make sure you don't give the ball back to Myers Park and give the Mustangs a chance to score late here in the quarter, get it back to start the 3rd quarter, and really start getting momentum going in front of this home crowd.
Under a minute to go until halftime. Gillis steps up through the pocket, takes off with it himself. There was a flag out. He ran out before getting to the line to gain.
Yeah, I actually think that was a pretty good decision by the quarterback. Most would say get the first down. If he fights for that first down, he likely takes a big hit that you don't need to take at this point in the football game. And a change at punt returner. M.A. Skanes is going to go back there this time.
Skanes out instead of Westbrook, who had been in that role up to this point.
Skanes' brother Cairo over at Providence Day.
This is returnable. M.A. Skanes around the edge, cuts back up the middle, and is stopped at midfield with 35 seconds remaining in the first half.
I believe Myers Park still has at least the one timeout.
Just the one.
Yes. But the other thing, high school football, if you're getting first downs, you can still use the middle of the field and pick up yardage and stop the clock as well. Keep an eye on Brody Keefe as well, number 2. Get a one-on-one situation for him. Might want to take a shot deep to him.
Rizzuti hands off. Here's Falzerano. Slips his way through the middle and falls past the first down marker.
I love that call. You get the first down anyway, so you get a clock stoppage. And defensively, South Meck not looking for the running game. That's well executed to move the chains.
It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. On 1st and 10, Falzerano again. Uses his hand to keep his balance. South Meck comes away with a football, but I think the call is that Falzerano was down.
Yeah, that was just a time-wasting deal there.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. And Myers Park spikes it to clock it with 7 seconds on the clock.
And Chris James is on fire about something. Not quite sure if it's with his own team or the officials about the spot or getting the ball spotted quicker. They've got 7 seconds here on 3rd and 5.
Well, there you go. The spot adjusted for Myers Park. Flag.
That's going to be an offside.
Flag is offside against South.
So that's going to bring it very close to a first down.
Messiah Surratt.
Chain Gang is a little bit confused. Yeah, I was going to say, they had 6 to go. The penalty makes it 3rd and 1. Hit as he throws, and the pass drops incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he was trying to get the ball to Brody Keefe to the left there, and I think there's going to end up being 1 or 2 seconds. Probably 3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, the clock continued to run here at Myers Park. They're going to have to add at least a few.
Yeah, there were 7 seconds. I can't imagine that play took more than 4, so I would think there's going to be at least 3 seconds left on the clock here.
I looked up at the clock to see how much time was left and saw it tick down from 4. They put it back to 4 seconds. 4th and 1. So Myers Park with a chance to add 3 more. A 47-yard attempt for James Remsman. Hit a 38-yarder to start the scoring tonight. And now Myers Park, forgive me, South Meck calls the timeout.
Timeout, South Meck.
Trying to ice the kicker in 65-degree conditions. I like it.
Well,
you can't take him with you.
Remsen did just have that miss that he was emotional about afterwards. So there's something to it.
Right now, if you're Myers Park, you're thinking, we get this field goal to go, we're going to get the ball to start the second half. This is a momentum deal right here. Make this kick, you feel good going in, have a chance to sort of win what we talk about, that middle third of the football game.
Interesting. Remsen did not move hardly during that timeout. The rest of the team huddled near their sideline.
No need to talk to the kicker.
From 47 yards, the hold is down. Remsen boots it. Short and right, no good. His second missed field goal.
Field goal falls short.
And that sends us into the half. South Meck with a 14-3 lead on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Sabres looking to upset the Mustangs.
Special halftime presentation.
Now Stella Spitzer is coming onto the field. The 14-year-old from Columbus, Ohio, is onto the field for the first time in the USL Super League.
I was really excited. I think the environment was so great, and all of my teammates around me supporting me. It was a really fun experience to be able to have at such a young age, and I think everything will just go up from here.
This past Saturday night, this 14-year-old entered the game for the Carolina Ascent and also entered the record book for this league. Stella Spencer became the youngest player ever to be on the field and compete in a USL Super League matchup.
I just look at it as another opportunity to do something I love, because if I look at it as like my age, then I think I'm just going to get too focused on the media and the headlines, and I think it's just really important to focus on what I came here for.
That focus has certainly not been lost on Stella or her head coach.
She's naturally so talented, so technical, very determined, very committed. And you take a chance on some of these aspects of a young player, but I think the point that we knew we had something really special was when she gathers the respect and gains the respect of the senior professionals.
And records or not, Stella says leaning on her teammates will only help her continue to grow in the sport she loves.
Obviously, this is my first time in a pro environment, and if I have any questions or any help, if I need anything at all, I can always go to them, and they're always there for me. So.
At Memorial Stadium, Jeff Taylor, WCCB News.
Gente de zona, una vez más, homenaje a Bárbaro de Río.
With soccer, so I said, how can I celebrate these kids and their diversity and where they came from? And I came up with this idea to do an international night soccer game.
Representing El Salvador, Morocco, Tyner. Representing Senegal, Cameroon, France.
Enjoying just seeing everyone's cultures and seeing how they express them and just seeing how many diverse people we have at this school.
I love celebrating our cultures and getting our players from East and Independence all together to really share a beautiful moment of culture and diverse and embrace our rich history here at East Mech.
So the goals is just to bring awareness, to our student body and our fans of where kids are actually from. When they're talking, everybody's speaking English, they're talking to each other in English, but then we have kids from Asia, from Africa, from North America, South America, Central America, everywhere, that shows our kids not only do we accept everybody, but we also celebrate where you're from.
It just means, someone feeling represented, someone different feeling represented in every single way.
Honestly, I just love to be a part of it. I wanted to bring everyone together. I knew East Mech and Independence has a very, very diverse student population, and I wanted to embrace it here at this game.
I think it's great. The parents and the fans really get into it when they see, the flags of their home countries, and we have the different music playing and food trucks coming in and everything. It's kind of an event that everybody's proud to come and represent where they're from.
Tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24-7. Let's get through it together. Still halftime at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Sabres of South Meck on the road and leading 14-3 over the Mustangs of Myers Park. Second half when we return on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. (14-3) midway through on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. South Meck on top of Myers Park. Here's how it's happened so far. Myers Park, all they've been able to muster is a field goal. How about this touchdown pass to Caleb Vines? Carter Gillis has looked really good as the junior quarterback. Josh Falzerano looked to have a big momentum-shifting run, but a fumble forced and recovered by South Meck. Defense continuing to turn the Mustangs over as the pick six pulled in by Mason Varnes. But Gillis has been pinpoint with his precision. The running game has worked relatively well for both teams.
Yeah, it really has. And you think about it from the Myers Park standpoint, it's been missed opportunities. You see the big kickoff return here. They get down to the 10-yard line. Guess what? They get no points out of it. You talked about the turnovers earlier. They've got to find a way to sustain and finish drives in the second half if they want to come back and win this football game.
South Meck will get the kickoff to begin the third quarter when we return. 14-3, the lead for the Sabres. Stay with us on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Let's get rolling with the second half of play here at Myers Park. 14-3 the lead for South Meck. This is a big, big rivalry, and the Sabres are looking to upend postseason efforts for the Mustangs on Myers Park's home field. Reggie Walker, Darren Vaught, glad you're with us. Tell you one thing, Reg, the Myers Park student section not discouraged at all by an 11-point halftime deficit.
No, and they won't be, and they're not going to go home early. They're going to continue to make a ton of noise. This is a very prideful school. They certainly back this football team.
South Meck to receive the kick that opens up our second half of play. But their offense has stalled out a little bit, right? They had that opening series with the touchdown. They were 3 for 3 on third downs in that drive, 0 for 3 after that. But they're managing to turn Myers Park over. They had the one interception returned for a touchdown by Mason Varnes. Again, after those first scoring drives for each team, this thing has slowed down a little bit.
It really has, and it came down to these defenses continued to swarm, a couple of turnovers, as you mentioned, and all of a sudden this game had a different feel to it later in that second quarter.
James Remsen is the kickoff specialist here for Myers Park, also kicks and punts for them. 1 for 3 field goals in the first half, hit a 38-yarder. Missed one as long as 48. And he boots it away into the end zone. No chance for Cash Hunter to return for the Sabres, and it'll be a touchback.
I think this is an important drive here for the Sabres. They've got to do something with it here. I think if you find a way, again, we talked about the missed field goal attempt at the end of the half for Myers Park. If you can go down and put some points on the board, if you're South Meck here, extend this lead, you start to put more and more pressure on the team looking for a playoff spot. If you're Myers Park right now, you get a big stop on defense, potentially a 3 and out, go get some points. All of a sudden, this game starts to feel different, and this crowd gets even more lively.
Look at this. Carter Gillis under center the quarterback. Hands off to Caleb Vines on an end around, medium gain. Something we didn't see in the first half.
Yeah, like the jet sweep action end around look, as you mentioned. Get a chance to get him going with some momentum. It's a timing play, timing call. Get yourselves a nice gain there on first down to set up 2nd and 6.
After the gain of 4, Gillis up on his center again. They fake the give to Vines, give to Cash Hunter, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 or 2, it'll be 3rd down.
Go with a little bit of the same look there, but instead they give it to the second man through. This defense is at home for Myers Park. 3rd down.
3rd and 4 here for South Meck. 3 for 6 on thirds in the first half. They converted on their first 3, failed on their final 3 of the first half. Gillis back to a shotgun. Fake handoff, and Rodney Dunham rejects it.
You knew at some point Big 1-4 was going to step up and make a play. There it is right there to force the 3 and out and give his team a chance to get really, really good field position after this punt.
This 4th down brought to you by NC Medicaid for more people. Get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov. M.A. Skanes to return the punt here for Myers Park. This is an opportunity for Myers Park to assert themselves in the return game, but the punt goes way out of bounds.
I think that was by design. They are not kicking to this return unit. Sometimes you give up field position. Skanes was standing at midfield. This ball went out of bounds. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line.
I think that might be a bit generous as well. for Austin Metcalf, the South Meck punter.
Yeah.
But to your point, that's a different look, too, than what we saw from South Meck in the first half. They challenged these returners for Myers Park in the first half, and for the most part, it benefited them, with the exception of the Falzerano return all the way down to the 10. But remember, Myers Park didn't get points out of it.
Absolutely correct. And so it's a little bit surprising that they changed up the philosophy there.
Ryan Rizzuti off the play fake, finds Brody Keefe for the first time tonight to begin the second half.
Yeah, I think you got to get him involved. You get too involved in this passing game, you get him going a little bit. All of a sudden, Skanes on the other side starts making a couple of plays, more space for R.J. Alexander in this running game, and this offense can really get rolling.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. This time Rizzuti hands off. There's Alexander trying to cut back up the middle and is brought down.
I like that Alexander didn't try to just outrun everybody to the sideline there. Understood that there wasn't much to the outside. Tried to work back up inside, unable to get big yardage there. But I like the patience, I like the vision there, and I like the redirect to get back up inside.
Messiah Surratt, the defensive end, with the tackle. 3rd and 3. Myers Park just 1 of 6 on 3rd downs in the first half. Rizzuti to throw, goes deep looking for Skanes and overthrows him.
The attempt to M.A. Skanes just beyond his
Love the
reach.
call, love the design. What you saw there, though, unfortunately for Skanes, he may have gotten himself too far inside. He got the inside release, started to push up the field, and then where that throw took him was back to the sideline. Perhaps if his release were more to the outside, he could have potentially been able to run that down. Not sure. I like the route, though. I think that's the proper way to do it. You get up inside, get a good release, stack that defensive back on your heels, and then beat them to the football, just unable to get it completed.
Now it stands to be a short punt for Myers Park. Alex Church.
This is well done.
Into the end zone, but gave it a chance.
I think that, and it's tough. This is high school football, but in that situation, as a cover man on the punt team, you got to look up and find the football. Don't worry about the man. You realize you're trying to coffin corner that thing, kick it deep into their own end. You got to look up, find the football, and just go catch it in the air. Even if it's at the 6, you catch that. Don't worry about it having to be at the half-yard line.
So now it goes back to South Meck. Carter Gillis out of the shotgun. Moves Brody Evans in motion. Hands off. Hunter
Dunham.
Stopped dead in his tracks. Rodney Dunham with some help. Making the stop. Another tackle for loss. Or perhaps that one's for no gain at all.
Looks like Dunham decided at halftime that this was going to be his football game here in the second half. That's already about the 3rd or 4th time he's shown up in as many snaps.
And Cash Hunter actually got a yard out of that.
Wow.
He was wrapped by Dunham, kept moving those legs, and makes it 2nd and 9. Two in motion for South Meck. Cole Huff in at quarterback, takes it himself. Nice little change of pace. We saw him enter once or twice in the first half.
I like the call. It's safe there to try to pick up some yardage and see can't you get yourself in a really good 3rd down situation.
3rd and 5 here. It's Cash Hunter right up the middle. Gain of 8 Good enough for the first down.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be stopped there for a second. He kept driving those legs and ran through a tackle. You'll see it again here. Watch him. Looks like he's going down right there, and he just keeps driving, picks up the first down.
Another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24-7. Let's get through it together. South Meck on 1st and 10. Hands off. Caleb Vines spins around a would-be tackler and gets past the line of scrimmage. Gain of 2.
With the nice run, it's stopped by the Mustangs.
Second and 8, and it's another run.
There's a flag down. I think it's going to be a hold.
Vines gained 5, but as you said, to be determined whether or not that's going to remain the case.
It's either going to be a hold or a formation issue.
A hold it is.
Holding offense.
That backs it up. One thing's very clear, Reggie, as we open up this second half, both teams run heavy so far in the second half.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they both realize that the running game is going to do two things. Number one, they can have success with it, but it's also going to open up so much more for them in the passing game. Again, a couple of quarterbacks, not overly heavy in experience, so a way to kind of protect those guys as well.
Second and long now. Gillis throws over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Ball was a little bit behind the receiver there. That's why you see the incompletion.
Josh Hines providing perhaps the pressure, the sound of footsteps.
And now a 3rd and long here for the South Meck offense. I expect them to be fairly conservative here. Don't want to turn it over, make a big mistake.
3rd and 18. Gillis, incomplete.
And he got absolutely drilled by Dunham off the edge. He forced that throw to come out a little bit early, which led to the incompletion.
Quinn Rucker, the tight end, the intended target, also down for South Meck. Rucker pops up.
Gladly, Rucker's off the field with no injury. Metcalf to punt for the South Meck Sabres. M.A. Skanes back deep for the Mustangs.
South Meck will punt it away. Still no scoring here in the third quarter. 7.5 remaining in the stanza.
Skanes is itching for an opportunity to get a return.
M.A. Skanes, that is, at the 50-yard line. We'll see if they kick to him. Low lying, high bounce. That kind of took away the opportunity for Skanes, and it's down at the 46. We'll step aside. 1st and 10 for Myers Park when we come back. 14-3, South Meck leads in the third quarter.
I am Bruno Hinojosa and I live in Asheville. I work in construction and I just enrolled in NC Medicaid. I went to their website, applied, and got covered. Doctor visits, yearly checkups, and even emergency care if I need it. Being a business owner can be stressful at times, but knowing that I got covered, it just takes weight off my shoulders. And I can get the care that I need when I need it at low or no cost. And it's one less thing I need to worry about now.
NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
The first down marker. It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together.
Again, we talked about it in the first half. They put him in there. He had a little quick throw to the outside. So that time he comes back in the game and he takes off. A different wrinkle to start the drive. They get a first down there in plus territory. Now you get your young quarterback back in there in Rizzuti. See if he can make some plays.
Rizzuti off of the play fake. Completes it. Miles Young with his second catch of the night. Another positive game. And now it'll be 2nd and 3, it looks like, after the gain of 7.
See if they can get Rizzuti in a little bit of a rhythm here on this drive after that completion.
Rizzuti hands off. Falzerano lowers his shoulders, still on his feet, up the middle. Got 1 yard before stoppage of forward motion.
I think the idea there was to just try to move the chains, get a new set of downs with the first down. It looks like he's going to come up about a yard short there. Oh, wow, they say he didn't get anything. I thought he picked up a little bit more than that.
They gave him, I believe, a yard. This is going to be 3rd and 2. It was less than it looked like he got. But that's a judgment call. That's the official's discretion, right? Stoppage of forward motion. Because
absolutely.
After the whistles, he did keep moving. 3rd and 2. They'll give it to Falzerano again. And he slips through the middle. Plenty for the first down.
He's not the biggest guy, but he knows how to use his body, sort of slithers through there, gets real small, as they say, and finds a way to pick up that first down.
Just the second 3rd down conversion of the night for Myers Park. First of the second half. First and 10, Rizzuti. Play fake. Over the middle, Skanes could not quite reach it.
Yeah, just a little bit off there. Just a slight bit of inaccuracy. You like the throw, good decision. Just put it out there a little bit too far, and Skanes was unable to grab it.
Now 2nd and 2.
Brody Keefe's got a one-on-one to the left side at the top of your screen. I think this is a chance to maybe take a shot, see if he can't make a play for you.
Keefe, their star wide receiver, just 1 catch tonight. It was on the opening drive of the second half. Rizzuti looks toward Keefe, and it's overthrown.
Kind of pumped that way earlier on in the possession. Wasn't sure if maybe there was a route adjustment. You see the pump there, and then the throw, and just kind of not really to anybody there.
Yeah, Sam Catrera, 82, the tight end, was running in that direction as well. Now it's 3rd and 10. Rizzuti floats it toward the stick. It's caught. Keefe gets his second and gets the first down.
Yeah, as long as you're going to give Brody Keefe that kind of soft coverage, you see no defensive back in the frame there. You give him that kind of soft coverage, he can run that route all night. And if Rizzuti throws it on time and accurately, they can move the chains with that play. That's well done. Good call, good execution by both the receiver and the quarterback.
Moves the chains into the red zone now for Myers Park. 1st and 10.
Now you see tight coverage. Both corners rolled up. Keefe has a tight coverage corner with him as well.
Goes to Keefe over the middle. He's into the end zone. Brody Keefe has arrived in this game, and it's the first touchdown of the night for Myers Park.
You had to think they were going to get him involved somehow. Just worked to the outside that time, had a press corner, so likely some kind of a 2D coverage. So he works to the inside that time on a slant route, makes the catch, walks in the end zone. Big time throw and catch. Big drive there for Myers Park here in the 3rd quarter.
17 yards on the touchdown. The extra point is through. And Myers Park into double figures. It's 14-10.
How about that throw? Nice catch. Just well executed. Again, you see the one-on-one coverage at the top. Safety playing over the top. He's looking for something potentially to the outside. As Keefe works inside, it's easy. Pitch and catch. Touchdown. As Callaway Williams was over the top. Clearly he was looking for something, maybe an out-breaking route from Keefe. They had the corner rolled up underneath in tight coverage. Keefe worked to the inside on the slant route, and that's an easy catch.
Nice work, the junior wide receiver from the freshman quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Rizzuti, as he continues to grow, he is going to be some kind of quarterback. And to be able to have a guy like Brody Keefe back here on this campus with him next year, there's a lot of potential there with this offense. You got to think, a guy like Chaz Portis not playing in this game tonight, another piece to that puzzle.
No kickoff just yet, not officially anyway.
That flag was for offside. Myers Park will bring it back and kick it.
A little over eager to run it down in coverage, so this is going to back up the kick and give South Meck more room to return. You know, as much as we've talked about Myers Park's playmakers, these are a couple of guys back here, Cash Hunter, Caleb Vines, who are plenty capable of impacting a game in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
so the extra 5 yards, it's a big deal for them too.
Absolutely, and they've been really good in this game, in the running game. Haven't had a lot of opportunities in the kicking game. It'll be very interesting to see here if they're able to kick this ball into the end zone and keep it from those guys getting an opportunity.
From usual distance, James Remsen has had no problem getting touchbacks. An extra 5 yards of space, and this is returnable. Hunter, hard step in, then out, and then gained it down to the ground.
Yeah, there's a flag down. Dunham came down the field, and they went low to block him. So that's going to be an illegal low block, and that's where the 15-yard penalty is going to come in. So they're going to lose most of this return yardage here.
And Rodney Dunham does not look like he's in a good way after that.
Yeah, he got submarined, and it was in the open field. That's something they've taken out of the sport. You cannot go low in that situation. You see Chris James talking to the official, but the official did right. They threw the flag immediately. The 15 yards is going to get marked off.
Yeah, certainly you understand the frustration from Myers Park's head coach. But you're right, the official did. I mean, really everything in his power.
Right. That's. I mean, you can't do much with the other players, right? As officials, either set of players, all you can do is enforce the rules. The enforcement of the rule here is throw the flag, as Dunham got submarine there, and there's the 15-yard penalty.
And that conversation with the White Hat still not over. Offensive coordinator Anthony Boone continuing it as
and again, you understand the premise from the coaching staff, but again, from an official standpoint, not much they can do besides throw the flag.
Glad to see Rodney Dunham up.
Dunham receiving some help.
Now, what he may be saying is that's happened in plays previous to this.
Yeah,
and they should have thrown the flag sooner, but I have no, us up here in the booth, I'm not going to speak for you, I should say, but I have no recollection of anything like that, being able to see it from our vantage point.
Right. It's another potential loss to injury for this Myers Park team.
Yeah, and a big piece to this defense. And Dunham creates so much havoc with his ability at that defensive front.
Now 1st and 10 for South Meck.
And they're inside their own 15-yard line here, inside their own 10.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage is at the 9. It's a handoff. Cash Hunter, patient, makes his way to the right and ahead for 9 yards. Now some chirping back and forth, it looked like there.
Yeah, sometimes you see a guy take a shot, maybe an injury or something, it gets the adrenaline going to another level between the players on the field. Just got to stay under control.
Second and 1. And off. Hunter, plenty for the first, gets past the 20-yard line.
It was interesting there by Hunter. He tried to kind of like keep himself from going out of bounds and kind of spin up field there, get that extra yardage.
Adjustment made. Gillis gives Hunter right up the middle, sidesteps a man, and is brought down after a gain of 15.
I'll tell you what, both of these backs from South Meck have been really good all night long. Another really, really good run up inside, fights through the contact, picks up a first down.
Hunter and Vines with Gillis in the backfield. There goes Hunter, bobbled snap, and Gillis just falls on top of it.
Good job by Gillis. Just fall on the football. Don't make the situation worse by trying to do something spectacular and lose possession. Great decision there. Just fall on it, live to fight another down.
That's fortunate. It went through his hands, off of Caleb Vines' helmet.
Yep.
Thankfully for the Sabres, it landed kind of dead on Vines' helmet and just dropped straight down. Could have ricocheted and created a turnover for Myers Park. Gillis drops back a screen. Hunter brought down pretty quickly.
Camden Portis read that thing like a book. Great play. Diagnosed it. Watch 7 come up, make a play. That's well done.
Portis got him by the leg. And Charlie Lundberg finished it off. Now it's 3rd and long. 13 for the first, needed for the Sabres. Gillis finds Quinn Rucker. That won't do it.
Again, Camden Portis with a nice wrap-up on the reception to number 16.
South Meck now 0 of 4 on third downs in the second half. That's 7 in a row they've failed to convert.
Yeah, that's a great job again. Excellent possession there by Portis.
Metcalf to punt for the Sabres. M.A. Skanes back for the Mustangs.
M.A. Skanes again to receive on the punt return. And it takes a quick bounce out of bounds. Look, South Meck, whether trying to make it challenging for the returners or just avoid the returners, they have executed that game plan to perfection so far.
Yeah, particularly in the punt game. Only one situation where they gave them a chance in the punting game, but they've been really, really good keeping the ball away from those guys.
Nearing a minute remaining in the third quarter. Myers Park football. First play, a handoff. R.J. Alexander sheds a man. And was dropped after a gain of a few.
R.J. Alexander with the handoff from Rizzuti.
It's a big drive for Myers Park right here. Late third quarter, likely going to maintain possession into the fourth. Can they go down here and take the lead in this football game early in the fourth quarter?
2nd and 7. Rizzuti throws it incomplete, and now it's third down.
Miles Young, the intended receiver, falls incomplete from Rizzuti.
Again, going to third down here. Well, with the penalty, going to get the down back.
Ineligible receiver downfield against the Mustangs.
Legal man downfield.
Bringing up second and about 12.
So loss of 5 yards. We'll do second down again. Rizzuti from the shotgun over the middle. Skanes for the first.
Yes, the pass is complete to M.A. Skanes.
Not only was that a first down, but I tell you what, that tackle might have saved the touchdown right there because it was getting ready to be a foot race.
Senior Justin Alexander making his way up from the safety spot. You're right, otherwise Skanes would have been probably to the house with his speed on 1st and 10. Alexander receives the handoff, tackled for a 1-yard loss, and that concludes the third quarter of action. Just a one-score game. Myers Park trying to complete the comeback on their senior night. 14-10, South Meck on top. To the fourth we go, 14-10 the score. South Meck at Myers Park. The Mustangs trying to win on senior night. They're trying to get into postseason contention. 4-5 on the year. A win would notch a 500 record, 5-5 overall. And second and long, early movement.
That'll be against the Mustangs.
It's against Myers Park, and we'll back them up 5 more yards. Did I cover everything at stake here, Reg?
Yeah, I think so.
Big rivalry, right? Both teams
want
to win this game no matter the circumstances every year.
This is a Myers Park team that, let's call a spade a spade. This is a playoff game on the line. Playoff berth on the line for this team.
Scanes in motion. Rizzuti fakes the handoff to Alexander, perfectly places it in stride. M.A. Scanes down the sideline. Mustangs, for the first time tonight, have taken the lead.
It looks as though he may have stepped out of bounds.
And they've got him out of bounds. So no lead just yet for the Mustangs.
What did they say they call this place, Darren? The stable?
The stable.
Yeah, that Mustang got out of the stable, and he was loose that time. Just a piece of him right there, and they say he stepped out of bounds. I tell you what, tough to see from our vantage point, but that one had the makings as soon as he made the catch. If he could get to the sideline, he had a chance, and you saw that speed right there.
Tight rope walking, not tight enough as he's down at the 40. Here's R.J. Alexander. Flipped over.
Josh Alexander, excuse me.
A gain of 8. Alexander thankfully quickly back up to his feet.
I think that was Keanu Whitmore with the hit.
Whitmore has been a wrecking machine. He forced the fumble back in the first half. But South Meck recovered. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Low snap. Alexander drops to a knee. Kept himself up. And no. Okay, so a correction late, has his knee down. That's the right call.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough call there for Alexander.
So now it's 3rd and 6. Myers Park 2 for 2 in their last 2 third down conversions. Conversions of 2 and 10. They're 2 for 3 in the second half. Rizzuti bounces a handoff to Alexander, who takes off with it. Shoves a man away as he gets past the 30. Good for the first down.
Alexander, I love the emotion, love the physicality. He's got to be careful not to pick up a cheap one here, but look at that. How about the fortunate bounce? And Alexander makes it work and then discards of Whitmore there on the sideline with that strong right hand.
That almost looked intentional, like a trick play. Like Rizzuti dribbled it down and just had it bounce perfectly up into Alexander's chest.
I don't know if you can draw it up any better than that. Off of the bobble there.
1st and 10. Alexander again slides.
I think he was actually looking to cut that one back and maybe lost his footing there.
It's a good problem to have. You're so fast, sometimes you move too quickly for yourself.
Athlete.
Body was going one way. The mind had not caught up yet.
Absolutely.
Gain of 1, though. 2nd and 9. Intercepted! A stiff arm after Callaway Williams picks it off.
Number 11,
and gets it back for the Sabres. What would have been a lead-taking touchdown for Myers Park results in 0 on the board for the series because of the margins.
Yeah, he didn't look. He just threw this football to a spot, and Williams jumped the route, and that's just too easy. And that's young quarterbacks got to understand the speed of the game, the ability by guys to recognize what's happening. Great job by Callaway Williams coming off a 2-interception game last week, gets another pick there.
Third interception in a couple of weeks' time for Callaway Williams. Starter as a sophomore last year. Joe Evans raves about his impact on this team as Cash Hunter is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Myers Park all over that.
Myers Park defensively needs a big stop here to get the ball back for their offense.
Now 2nd and 11. Gillis reacts after the fake snap count. Just some things. Play fake. Hand in his face, completes it on the screen. It'll go for a short gain.
Sort of can't help but going back to the previous possession for Myers Park. M.A. Scaines looked to be gone on that touchdown, but unfortunately stepped out of bounds along the sideline and took those points off the board.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had a touchdown. They got called back in the first half by Josh Falzarano, and that's just, it's been that kind of a night for Myers Park. Missed field goals. Now 3rd and 7 for South Meck. Over the middle. Caught. Vines with the first down.
How about that throw? That throw was big time. Excellent route, just pushes up the field and then works toward the post for the first down.
It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. South Meck quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in. Cash Hunter takes off with it. Gain of 4 as they are now inside the 25.
Brennan Macarelli with the stop.
And again, I'll say it. Obviously, Myers Park needs a huge stop here defensively. South Meck in no rush with the clock on their side and a 4-point lead. See Gillis there. He checked the play clock on that one.
Hunter in motion one way, takes off the other, and gets the first down.
Hunter with the run.
A little something extra for Justin Westbrook on the tail end of that one.
South Meck, first down.
Absolutely. Gets outside. A little conversation over there, if you will.
Hunter immediately behind Gillis here. This is not a formation we've really seen.
Yeah, a little pistol with a double stack look on either side.
It's a give to Hunter either way, who sprawls out and has an 8-yard gain.
That formation was about extending the defense horizontally to create space up inside, so it forced them to bring more people outside of the box so you can run up inside. That's well executed, like that design there by the South Meck coaching staff.
Inside the 10, Gillis gives. Hunter tried to bounce outside. Myers Park, just a swarming defense.
You can't help but wonder, they're going a little bit more outside in this possession. No Dunham on the field, with that injury we saw in the third quarter on special teams, you wonder if they're sort of looking to take advantage of not having the all-everything defensive lineman on that football field on the edge there.
That's a good point. 3rd and 1. It's a big one with under 6 to play. They give it. Hunter into the end zone, or Vines rather, on the handoff that time. It's 6 either way, and South Meck extends the lead.
Yeah, they were going to bring a blitz up the middle. You see it there. The linebackers are stacked tight inside. They bring the blitz up the middle, but the run goes to the outside. There's nobody there. The speed there to get in the end zone.
Vines with his 2nd touchdown. He caught one in the first half. Now 4 receiving touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. Extra points is up and through. It's 21-10. Myers Park with 5:37 remaining in the 4th quarter. South Meck up 11 on Myers Park.
NC Medicaid is for people just like me.
Adults who don't have children.
People who serve.
People who do the heavy lifting.
Child care teachers. Full healthcare coverage at low or no cost.
Doctor's visits, emergency rooms, and prescriptions.
So if you applied before and didn't get it, apply again.
NC Medicaid covers more people than ever before.
Get full healthcare coverage at low cost, no monthly fees, and $4 max copays. NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but it's the humans behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center. That's how every TD employee helps make our bank the greet you and your dog by your name, open longer when you need us kind of place. Because believing people matter most is how we're making banking unexpectedly human.
South Meck extends its lead to 11 with the Caleb Vines rushing touchdown prior to the break. So the Sabres will kick it off. 5:39 remaining for Myers Park to mount a comeback and secure a spot in the postseason.
2-possession game.
Another short kick. M.A. Skanes on the return is wrangled shy of the 35. So again, South Meck has dared M.A. Skanes and Josh Falzerano to return those. Meanwhile, Rodney Dunham is now on his team's sideline having equipment removed. They have put his right leg in an air brace.
So unfortunate. You just hate to see any kind of injuries. And one of those kids that just does everything right. Great player, great kid from all accounts. And you just hate to see guys go down in a scenario like that. Hopefully he's able to get back on his feet and back to normal as soon as possible.
Bright football future ahead of Dunham. Another low snap. R.J. Alexander picks it up and shoots up the middle for Myers Park.
I think they're going to give him the first down.
10 yards and a first down is what they're going to give him. Myers Park's got to get that figured out. I mean, those snaps.
They've cost them a few times in this game in terms of field position. They haven't really lost one of those in terms of possession.
They've been somewhat fortunate.
Absolutely. You don't want to keep playing with that. Especially you got a 2-possession game. Less than 6 minutes, less than 5.5 to go. Can't waste any opportunities now.
The spot was a yard off, so that's been adjusted. There's a clean snap, a handoff to Alexander, dodging a lot of men in the backfield, and somehow musters 5 yards on the carry.
Alexander is difficult, to say the least, to bring down. Watch him again here. Makes one miss, there another one in the hole, and then slips between two guys and still falls forward.
2nd and 5 for the Mustangs.
2nd and 5. Myers Park is going to need 2 scores. Alexander almost dragged down by his collar. Stays on his feet. He's inside the 35.
Only thing he did wrong there is I would have told him to go out of bounds and save the clock, but how about this move right there? Breaks the tackle, and then watch him go to the inside. Slips in between. Only thing I would have told him, go out of bounds there, keep that clock, or stop that clock for us.
Myers Park has all 3 of their timeouts here in the second half. Alexander again, big hole, right up the chute. Broken tackle, and he's down inside the 15, right at the 15.
And I think they're going to tack on an additional for a face mask here.
Likely half the distance to the goal if that's the case. And it is a face mask.
How about this kid, R.J. Alexander? Are you kidding me on this drive? Most teams, you would think 2-possession game, 5 minutes or so to go, you would think they're going to keep throwing the ball. No, they just keep handing it to number 6 because he's a playmaker.
We've seen it all night. Both teams very confident in their run. Hasn't quite been an issue, or it's not a novel concept if you're South Meck and you've led for the entire game. But for Myers Park, it's a big deal.
South Meck calls a timeout.
And a timeout called by the defense, the Sabres.
The 7-yard line first.
Yeah, they felt the momentum sort of building for this Myers Park team. They got to get the run game solved. And I think, look, this is where I give a ton of credit to coaches and play calling, right? You've got to understand, a defensive coordinator right now, if you're South Meck, you're thinking 2-possession game, less than 5 minutes, or at least when they got the ball, a little around the 6-minute mark. They got to throw the football. They got to go quick. And instead, Anthony Boone and Myers Park says, we know you're playing pass. We're going to run the football, and we're going to chunk yardage you on the ground and still get done what we want to. Now, maybe that has something to do with the young quarterback and the interception earlier in this quarter as well, trying to protect him. But you got to like the philosophy and the effectiveness of the running game in this drive so far.
Yeah,
question is, can they finish?
Yeah, there's a lot baked into that because, again, you're working off of a freshman quarterback who he himself has only played a handful of games.
Right.
Rizzuti in the shotgun. Bobbled handoff. Alexander picks it up, shoots off with it, and is down at the 2-yard line.
You kidding me with R.J. Alexander? What he's able to do in moments of chaos, unbelievable. Look at this. I mean, doesn't panic, picks it up, gets down to the 2-yard line, and here comes Cam Guy at the quarterback position. Remember in the first half we saw him throw it. Now earlier in the second half we saw him run it. It's open for him, number 13 at quarterback.
Guy has Alexander with him in the backfield. Another low snap, and he falls on it.
Cam Guy falls on the snap.
A problem persists for Myers Park, and that time it costs them.
Absolutely, and it finally really bit them. Cooper Hellman, the center, number 52, got to get those under control.
Now it's 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line. Rizzuti back in, throws with his left. Skanes to the corner. He caught it and is down at the 1, though.
How about this route by Skanes? It's what they call a little whip route or a Q route. He works to the inside, and then he comes and pivots and comes back to the outside. Had the defensive back completely turned around, but he was unable to stretch it into the end zone.
4th and goal. 1 yard line. Rizzuti gives. Alexander slips through over the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown. Who else to finish that drive?
He broke a tackle from Messiah Surratt. Watch number 99 at the bottom of the screen. He knifes off the edge, but Alexander just kind of turns his body just enough to run through that tackle and gets into the end zone. Big time run there. How about that drive from R.J. Alexander?
And now Myers Park is going to go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game.
They needed 2 either way.
There's no harm in this, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to need 2 scores either way. This just offers the opportunity that it could be a field goal to tie it late. Rizzuti to the corner. Caught. Keefe into the end zone, and it's a 3-point game.
You just kind of knew that somebody was going to make a play for Myers Park. They got too many great players for that not to happen. R.J. Alexander makes several, and then Keefe there to pay it off for the 2-point conversion. Hey, Darren Vaught, what do we always talk about? What's it going to look like with 3 minutes to go? We got a ball game.
We got a game. 2:48 on the clock, 21-18. South Meck with the lead over Myers Park. So now it comes down to Myers Park. If you don't kick it and try for an onside here, can you make a stop and give yourself enough time to get a score?
And that's going to be the key. And this South Meck offense has proven to us throughout the night with those 2 backs in Hunter and Vines that they can maintain possession and run the football.
It's an onside try. Good hands by South Meck.
Onside kick received safely by the Sabres, and that'll be 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line.
I think I realize I understand the premise of the onside kick there. You've been dealing with an offense that's been having some success running the football in South Meck throughout this game. My philosophy, especially with the multiple timeouts remaining for Myers Park, my thought would have been to kick the ball deep. You want a 3 and out anyway. You kick the ball deep. You play the field position game off of the kickoff there. That would have been my thought and philosophy.
1st and 10 for the Sabres. Quickly to Vines.
Wow.
And the screen play goes for nothing.
It's a very safe throw, but I'm surprised they threw it with so much on the line. Again, a safe throw, a very completable throw. We saw it be efficient there. But you got to think they're not going to be too aggressive trying to push the ball down the field and potentially stop the clock.
Myers Park timeout stops the clock at 2:39.
Show your appreciation by visiting TD Bank at their Carmel Road location located at 6611.
So that went for no gain, but you force Myers Park to take the timeout.
I think the game plan right now, if you're South Meck, you try to drain the timeouts and then you try to go get a 1st down and end the game.
Whistles. Nothing with the play clock. That was at 11 seconds.
Not quite sure what that was. I think that was just the officials trying to get on the same page there. Yeah,
no penalty. Just a reset for the officials So a new play clock here for Gillis and company. He hands off. Cash Hunter caught at the edge. Loss of 1, 3rd and long.
Cam Guy made that play. He immediately flew up the field. He actually ends up turning his body. Watch him at the bottom of the screen. He's not going to let that run bounce outside. That's well done coming up in that secondary.
And now a crucial 3rd and 11, Reggie, when South Meck has not converted its past 8 third downs.
This is huge. And also no timeout there by Myers Park.
2 minutes to play. Cash Hunter receives it in the flat, trying to open up some space for him to run. He gets past the initial line of scrimmage and is brought down after a 6 or 7 yard gain.
And there's the late flag. Camden Portis, number 7, got bear hugged as he was trying to get out there and make a play.
And it's against the offense.
Normally you would think you decline the penalty and force the 4th down. I think the philosophy here by declining the penalty is they're likely expecting them, if they get a stop on 3rd down again, they're going to punt the football out of bounds, so they may get a bonus in field position here. That's got to be the philosophy. You would think they would decline it and force the punt, but they're going to play the field position game here.
Yeah.
And I think the conventional wisdom is that South Meck is going to throw the football. If you're South Meck, you have to run the football here, and at worst, make them burn a timeout.
3rd and 20 now.
Got to be sound in the back end. Cannot miss a tackle here. They're changing the call.
Rucker in motion. Gillis tosses up. Hunter on the screen. Fights to stay on his feet, but is brought down after a 5-yard gain. So now it's going to be 4th and 15.
It's going to be 4th and 15, but again, remember what we talked about with the punting strategy for South Meck. Now, do you try to kick the ball deep and allow Skanes an opportunity to return it, or do you try to kick it out of bounds and potentially give this offense great field position? This is an interesting conversation for that South Meck sideline.
Timeout, South Meck. This 4th down is brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov. $141 remaining.
And you got to wonder here if Skanes is going to get an opportunity. And to be honest with you, Darren, this is a situation where if I'm Myers Park, I might put 2 guys back deep to return this punt and put you in a situation where one of our guys can come up and make a catch if you don't kick it completely out of bounds.
Yeah. Metcalf to punt it away.
Skanes is playing in the middle. Metcalf is going to try to kick it away from him and get it to the sideline.
All kinds of room. Metcalf.
He shanked it.
Kicks it out of bounds. The spot's going to be way up here, at least at the 35-yard line.
He may walk past the 40-yard line.
And he's got it at the 36.
You knew that might have been part of the philosophy, and that goes back to why Myers Park decided to take the yardage instead of take the down away, playing the field position game because of the way they've been punting the football.
Yeah, I think it's a great call because who knows what that amounted to.
Absolutely.
Field position-wise. I mean, this could be back at the 15-yard line to start this drive
Absolutely.
instead. Myers Park with a win is likely in the postseason. And it's a loss on first down.
Conspicuous by his absence on the field, R.J. Alexander. You would think he'd be out there right there. That time they try to go to Falzarano out in the flat.
Freddie Malzahn with the tackle. The linebacker, senior for South Meck. 2nd and long, 15 to gain. It's a handoff. Falzarano past the initial line of scrimmage. Gain of 7. That'll make it 3rd and 8.
They've got to go quick here.
It's a handoff. Falzarano on 3rd down. Gets within a yard or 2. The spot looks like it's going to put him a yard away.
And Myers Park's going to burn that last time. That's a good timeout. It was just going to take entirely too long on that particular play after the run.
So a 4th down where it's going to be 1 or 2 yards. I don't think they've quite determined. The spot is at 2 yards away from the first down marker, but the side judge nearest to us had it a yard farther. We've seen them adjust it before the snap a couple of times tonight.
Absolutely. And I just think you got to have R.J. Alexander on the field right now, even if the ball's not going to him. The amount of attention he's going to receive is going to create potentially an opportunity for someone else.
James Remsen warming on the Myers Park sideline. He's 1 for 3 with field goals tonight. Hit a 38-yarder to end their first offensive series. 4th and 2. The pass finds Skanes, midfield, first down. And into South Meck territory with 31 seconds on the clock.
That's a big-time completion. Great job by Skanes. Works to the middle and just goes and sits down in an open area.
And movement flags as a result.
And is this offsides or is this a pre-snap personal foul here?
Appears to be against South Park.
It's a personal foul against the defense.
Wow.
That's huge. You see it there.
It just can't happen. You just got to be more under control in that situation. Great job by the Myers Park players running over to their guy, getting him out of there, making sure he doesn't retaliate. And the South Meck sideline is beside themselves, if that's humanly possible.
That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down at the South Meck 30-yard line.
Wow. And guess who's in the backfield?
R.J. Alexander back again with the freshman quarterback Ryan Rizzuti trying to lead this team, injury-riddled as they are, to the playoffs. Rizzuti to throw. Over the middle, Skanes again! Caught from behind, but it's complete and he's inside the 20-yard line.
Wow, what a throw. Great job by Skanes getting himself free. And then the spike there. And again, we got extra activity after the snap.
A 7-second runoff on that play, 21 on the clock.
Jack Flemings has got to be careful inside there. I know he's trying to play the snap there. He's got to be careful not to pick up another cheap penalty that hurts his team in this scenario.
This spicy enough for you?
All the spice you need. You got a little bit of everything. You got Old Bay, right? That's the seafood deal.
Right.
You got a little hot sauce that's regular. You got you got the Creole seasoning, take you down. So you got a little bit of everything in this one. A little garlic. Again, you see you can't, that right there. You just can't do that. Nick Flemings that time, and then Jack nearly got one on the next time down right before the timeout there. These guys have to be under control. You understand what they're trying to do, but you cannot hurt your team in that scenario.
A fourth quarter that's just been drenched in sriracha.
Oh,
21 seconds
good
left.
Pull. Cholula, Tapatio.
There's a pass toward the end zone. Keefe nowhere near it. It drops incomplete. The clock stops at 18.
And again, if you're South Meck, they're trying to heat up Rizzuti here, not to give him time for these routes to develop down the field.
18 seconds left in the game.
So he's got to be smart with the football. I would even take a look. If it looks like they're going to bring a little bit of a pressure, see if you can get Alexander out in the flat, out in space with the football as they're going to go empty here and let him make a play.
Yeah, Alexander, top of your screen, or far right, top of your screen in the slot. Here he is in motion. Rizzuti goes the other way. Keefe steps inside of a man, still on his feet, brought down eventually.
That was third down. They've got to run a play. They cannot spike the ball here. They're going to run out of time.
The clock hits 0, and midnight strikes for Myers Park.
South Park 21, Myers Park 18. Please remember to pick up your trash when leaving to keep
In a huge rivalry, South Meck comes away with a victory over Myers Park and keeps the Mustangs from playoff contention.
I was getting ready to say they were in a cover 0, meaning no safety in the middle. What can you use to attack over the middle of the field in a one-on-one scenario? Unfortunately, unable to do it. Plenty of flags on the field. But I'm not quite sure. I didn't see those flags before time ran out. So I'd be curious to know what this is, unless there's celebration penalties or post-game negativity here.
Yeah, I think this, whatever it is, it's got to be outside of the result of the game. I can't imagine we're going to run another play.
I don't think we could. They've already turned the scoreboard off here in the stadium.
The Myers Park coaching staff is continuing a conversation with the officials as both teams are headed back to the locker room. South Meck in their respective place in the far end zone. So I assume, as we assume, that that's a final score. 21-18, South Meck with a thrilling victory over Myers Park on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. My thanks, as always, to Reginald Walker Jr. A blast, as it is every week. Brady Pugh producing and directing, the rest of our great crew here from Myers Park. 21-18, the final score. South Meck comes away, the Sabres with the victory over the Mustangs.